What's your perspective on why the game unfolded the way it did at the scrum? It's a kind of a part of the game that even like you hear famous internationals on the commentary being like, "And I was like, I don't know anything about the scrum." Like I know, and they talk about it. The scrum at various times, I suppose sometimes Ireland have given away penalties, but what happened on Saturday, I think, surprised people. Like, what's your perspective on why it went the way it did?
I don't know. Like, I mean, like you have a plan going into a game, obviously. And I suppose that South Africa had a plan as well. And I suppose their plan worked, ours didn't. And obviously it's tough out there. Um, in the moment, I suppose to fix those problems, to problem solve. When I suppose you've given away a few penalties, and I suppose you have that other side where probably the ref has that in his head that they're the dominant scrum. But yeah, like I mean, it was more. I'd say like there's a lot on me on that. Like and like I take responsibility a lot for that. And like you have bad days at the office, and that was just one of them.
What does South Africa do at the scrum that makes it so difficult? Because I think France have powerful front row, but there's something about South Africa that seems to be it's like turbocharged. Like what is it like facing them, and what did they do on Saturday that made it so I suppose look so different to a different kind of match?
Like I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't watched the game
Yeah,
back.
it didn't feel different in the
It
moment.
didn't like in the moment. Like you feel like you're in. You have a good shot, and then I suppose it's just after that it feels like it's just that surge. I suppose it's tough to like obviously tough to deal with out there, and obviously I was pleading my case as best I could to the ref, trying to get some clarification. Um, like sometimes they're not the easiest people to talk to out there. When obviously there's a lot of pressure on them, to make decisions, and as you can see on the weekend, he had to make a lot.
Yeah,
Um, like we nearly needed a full size couch with the amount of sin bins we had. So, um, but yeah, I mean it's just yeah, like I said, it's one of those bad days at the office. You want to kind of, I suppose, park it and leave it and forget about it, but that doesn't serve you really in kind of your, I suppose, your development and your like my professional career. It doesn't serve me to park that. I have to be able to fix those things going forward for the future.
is it one of those days where obviously scrum is only one part of your game? You're a key part of the team outside that. Is it hard to concentrate on duties outside the scrum when it's going like that? Like, is it hard to kind of like I don't know? Is part of you just want to be whipped off and be put out of your misery, or like do you want to like what's the kind of mindset like during a game like that?
No, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be that mindset of okay, if it's going to shit, I wouldn't be asking to be subbed off or anything. Um, like I'd keep going until I can, until I get subbed off but like, what's the question, sorry?
Just what's the kind of the headspace in the game like that? Because so say for instance when Paddy McCarthy came on for you, I think it was around an hour. Then he got sin binned almost immediately, and then you had to go back on. I was wondering what were you like? Oh, Jesus, like I don't want to go back on here.
No, like I was just kind of. I suppose I was in the headspace of okay, like I'm gonna fucking give it my best shot. Sorry for the language,
No,
but um, give it my best shot and try and I suppose take back those mistakes that I made earlier, or change the game. And like that's not just in the scrum; that's obviously everywhere in the park. And um, you can't really sit on one area of the game. You have to move on quick. You have to get past a mistake and try and contribute around the park. Then like, you can't just,
yeah.
I suppose, rest on your laurels and kind of ruminate too much on what's transpired. But you have to, yeah, you have to move on quick in a game like that.
You mentioned problem solving. Like at halftime, our laptops being brought out. Are people like, we need to like fix this now, or I suppose just it's only one part of the game. But like, how does that work during a match?
Yeah, like usually at any kind of halftime, the analyst will bring out the laptop and you'll have a sit around and kind of like try and problem solve there and then when you have that time um to be able to kind of fix it and I suppose change the plan. But a lot of it's off feel as well. Like a lot of it's kind of what I'm feeling, what Tide is feeling, what the Hooker's feeling, as well as back five as well. So like it's I suppose it's never really down to kind of one particular area. Like it's obviously it's eight men in there, Um, but yeah, it's trying to problem solve the best you can.
Just what's the like for this may be a nerdy scrum question, but obviously the front row get a lot of focus to the scrum, but a lot is made of like the weight of the second rows as well. Like, what's the relationship like there in a scrum between the second rows and what they're doing and what you guys are doing as well?
It's all completely related. Like it's all like you can't win a scrum with just 3 men at the front. It takes the full eight. Um, and yeah, like it is. That's the way it's always been. Like you can't like it takes 16 feet in the ground to obviously make an impact and have a good scrum. So it's not just I suppose those front three lads. That it's the I suppose that all the accountability is on. It's obviously what shows up a lot of the time. It's what the referee sees, and they're the ones who are likely to be sanctioned for it. But yeah, I mean like it's an eight man job, but and that's not to say no one like I'm not hanging out anyone out to dry. Like a lot of it's on me, for what happened on the weekend for my own performance. So, but yeah, it is an 8 man job.
What sort of conversations were you having with the referee, kind of pleading your case? Like, what would you have been saying to him to try to get him to change the picture, as they say?
I don't know, like I was just kind of he was saying one thing, I suppose disagreeing with him, as usually is the case where you don't really see eye to eye. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like it's I suppose it's tough. I suppose in the moment to be able to kind of keep your head and I suppose talk calmly.
Yeah.
When you feel like being hard done by, um feel like you just want an answer that can, I suppose, change his perception.
Because you talk about that in the book as well, 2023 World Cup, about kind of that struggle of trying to keep your head when you feel like you're being hard done by.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
still ongoing.
yeah. Well, I mean, like I suppose it's such a high pressure part of the game. There's such a like you obviously want to do the best for your team and you want the best outcome. So I suppose that's why you could probably get like at times I could be overly emotional or like I let that kind of seep into the way I talk to officials. But like I suppose there's only so much you can do, and like there's only so much that he's responsible for. Like it's on the plate, like it's on me.
Yeah.
It's on. So it's
There is an idea that like referees have an idea about how you scrummage from the get go. I'm not sure what you think about that notion that like, I don't know, maybe it's like opposition coaches sending screenshots and being like, Andrew Porter does X, and
I mean, you're like every kind of scrum coach does that.
Yeah.
That always happens. You send, I suppose, clips to referees to watch out for this in the team you're playing that week. Usually send in like ref clips and stuff,
Yeah.
so you can get clarification, I suppose. And yeah, I'm not privy really to those.
yeah.
To those.
Do you get the
meetings or what goes
sense that
on.
referees have their mind made up on you?
No, no, not always.
Okay.
Some might.
Yeah.
Yeah, get on quite well with some of them though.